With the most anticipated Dragon Ball game in history releasing soon, it feels only natural to look back at the games that came before to truly understand why this game has the amount of hype that it does. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3, otherwise known in Japan as Sparking, Sparking Neo, and Sparking Meteor, are the direct prequels to Sparking Zero. Now, in our last video, we played the original 3 Budokai games, and if you're new to Dragon Ball, you might be asking, Rhett, what's the difference? Well, I'm glad you asked. The original 3 Budokai games were the first entries into the series and are side-by-side fighting games. The 3 Tenkaichi games built off of the Budokai series and are arena fighting games, where your fights happen in a 3D arena that you can move anywhere in. Now, I hope you wrote that down because it is going to be on the test. It absolutely cannot be overstated just how important these games are not only to me, but to Dragon Ball fans all around the world. And with the next entry to this series soon to come out after 17 long years of waiting, I figured what better time to replay these absolute gems than now. And that's exactly what I did. In a little over 69 painstaking hours, I finished all 3 of the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games in one single sitting, so you don't have to. So without further ado, I present to you the Tenkaichi series.
No neck. Big Frieza! Big body Frieza. This intro is pretty damn good, but I gotta be real. My favorite one's Tenkaichi 2. This one's alright, in my opinion, but it's so clean, dude. Where is Goku's neck? It's peak. Oh, is this where they do the head bob thing? Classic, dude. Chat, welcome to Budokai Tenkaichi 1, baby. Oh, here we go. Okay, straight up, this is the absolute worst menu. This is some cheeks. Look at this. What am I? This sucks.
Now, let me make something clear, okay? Throughout all of my years as a kid playing Dragon Ball games, I barely ever touched Budokai Tenkaichi 1. Most of my time as a kid was spent on Tenkaichi 2 and 3, so going back to this game felt like driving a Lamborghini every day and then suddenly waking up to find that your Lamborghini has been replaced with a tricycle. This is the first entry in the Tenkaichi series, so take all of my criticism with a grain of salt. The main reason I'm pointing out all the flaws is to show the differences between each game, and to emphasize just how much this series grows in quality with each entry. Either way, it was time to jump into the story mode for Tenkaichi 1.
Mr. Popo! What the? Why is he so quiet?
One of the main problems that I had throughout this game was the audio mixing. Now, there are options in the settings to adjust volume for certain aspects of the game, but for some reason this game had both SFX and dialogue on the same volume slider. So if dialogue was happening in the middle of a fight or on a planet with background sound effects, it would get drowned out. I'll be sure to highlight that when that issue comes around, but bookmark the sound issues in your brain for right now.
Can you speak up a little bit, Mr. Popo? What are you saying? The music is a little loud. Wait, is this the game where every technique that you do has its own animation? Oh, God. Do you see how much damage I just did? What the that's the amount of damage that I'm doing? Oh, this game is so slow compared to Tenkaichi 3. Holy how do you, dude, I don't remember how you do any, why? Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. Halt. Watch this cutscene of me doing the Kamehameha. Take this. What are these combos? Why is that my combo right there? Oh, this is gonna be an ass game to get through. I already know. Okay, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Did I look up how long each game was?
You still have that much power.
Shut up. This game is roughly 11 hours. But I saw long play get done in 6, so we're gonna be here for 3 days. I have personally mapped this out. I think we'll get done probably by like late Tuesday. Yeah, this was less than 10 minutes into the game when I said that. Maybe it was because everyone on stream was amped and ready to go, and my head was just filled with the idea that I was goated in any Dragon Ball game that I would play, but I was absolutely wrong about how long this would take. In the end, this took almost 4 whole days to finish, and I was not mentally prepped for it to take that long.
You again? What's the matter? You want me to kill you?
Ooh.
You can try, but see, I've actually come to kill you.
Peak dialogue.
This time, I have a plan.
Okay.
As though that could possibly make a difference. Go ahead, Green Man. Bring it on.
That's gotta be racist. Okay, here we go. Let's get this over with. All right, do I have my... Wait! Oh, you can't block that. I don't like that when I open my skill list, it just goes dead silent. Like, you go, like, listen, watch. Wait.
Dear, I thought you had a plan this time.
This game, like most mainline Dragon Ball games, goes through the linear story of Dragon Ball Z. This game will give you a little bit of context at the beginning of each arc, but doesn't totally fill you in on the stuff that happens in between. This is by no means a bad thing, as I've seen the story portrayed hundreds of times throughout the years, as I'm sure many of you have also. I'm going to assume that most people watching this video are already fans of Dragon Ball, but if not, I'd recommend checking out our other video on the original Budokai games, as we show more of the story with those. For all of you there at home though, we're gonna skip around a little bit just so that way you guys get only the good stuff, because trust me, there was a lot of repetition in this marathon.
No! Ain't no way. Wait, it really does just recycle the moves. That's the same move Raditz had. I guess the Cybermen have the same base power as Raditz, so maybe that's why. I think to get through some of this, we might just have to, like... Dude, blasts? I swear! My punches do no damage! It's a fucking wet napkin again! I'm like... slapping him around, dude, but I hit him with the ki blast and it actually does damage. Watch his health bar as I'm hitting him, as I'm piecing him up. Now watch this. See? See?
Right here, I point out 2 glaring issues with this game. A lot of the moves that characters have in this game are recycled from one to another. During a lot of the fights, characters will use moves like high-speed rush or full power energy wave. This is the case for all of the Tenkaichi games, but in 2 and 3, the recycled abilities will usually have a different name or different beam color just to disguise the recycling that's being done right in front of you, which is totally fine by me. In this game, it's not hidden at all. B, your punches and kicks feel as though they deal absolutely no damage. No matter how cool your combo might have been, the only way to deal real damage is by spamming your ki blasts or rush attacks, and that isn't a fun experience overall. In a fighting game, you want to feel rewarded for landing button combos, but in this game, you're almost forced into not using your melee attacks. This is odd considering that Dragon Ball is typically about its melee fights, with ki blasts kind of being sprinkled in as a little bonus.
Vegeta!
Oh yeah, call mommy. Yeah, call mommy. This game is a fraud because it doesn't even have naked Nappa. Oh, wait, a cutscene? Huh? Can you speak, huh?
Even rejects can surpass the elite if they
What?
try hard enough. You'll never overcome this battle.
Okay, they do the poses. What? Hello? Dude, the going through the footage for Budokai 3 was... You guys hear the water swishing MP3 in the back? Listen. Nope. Every character has this f***ing move, dude. God! Oh, that's high-speed rush. That's real nice. The water noise is louder than anything else during this cutscene! When I talked about the sound effects being louder than the actual dialogue or music earlier in the video, this is what I was talking about. And because turning down SFX also meant that I'd be turning down the dialogue volume, there was no fixing this issue. So somehow, water sloshing around .mp3 became the main character during the Namek arc. Hey, I heard you wanted to hear some dialogue. The water gets a little shy, you know what I mean? It's been talking for a lot, you know? It doesn't like the yap. Okay, next... Chaozu? On Namek?
This game also gets a little quirky when it comes to the stuff that it decides to include. For some reason, there's a fight with Chaozu on Namek with Guldo, even though the entire reason the plot is happening on Namek to begin with is to revive him and all the others who died in the prior arc because the Dragon Balls are no longer available on Earth because Piccolo died! Someone in stream chat later pointed out that this might have been because Chaozu fights Guldo on King Kai's planet in a filler episode around this time in the anime, but there's literally no context given around that. This is not a real issue with the game. I just thought it was kind of silly.
That's my go. Get his ass. Get his ass. Get his ass, Chaozu. Get his ass. Oh god. No, 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 no. Why am I gliding? I'm like a damn Roomba. Okay, where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Lock on to him! Is the game broken or is it just like this? I don't remember this at all. Why am I playing? Chat, what the f is going on? Why am I playing as Chaozu on Namek? We literally killed him. I don't know why. Dude, the controls in this game are very janky.
Out of time.
Okay, does that mean that I win? Do I win? What do you want from me? What the f? I already beat him! Chat, am I tweaking or I beat him once already?
Every now and again, this game will have certain parameters that need to be met to complete the fight. In this fight, I have to get Burter's health down low enough so that I can take out his last little bit of remaining health with Goku's Kaioken attack like he does in the anime. On paper, this is a great idea, but in reality, this can be really, really, really annoying as sometimes you have to stall the fight in order to get the move off without dying first. In this particular battle, it's even more frustrating as not only do you have to get the attack off, but you also have to first power up to Kaioken to use it, and to do that, you have to be standing completely still and not take any hits as the animation plays.
Bro, stop! Oh my... Stop! Brother, use the Kaioken! What? He's knocking me out of it! There we go! Yes! Yes! There we go! Okay. This should kill Frieza. Oh, can we? Oh, can we? Oh, is it gonna clash?
I know some of you watching this might be upset that I've been continuously ragging on this game because maybe you grew up with it and you're nostalgic, but come on! There's no excusing that at all! What you just saw was a rare moment where both me and the computer opponent used our strongest attacks on one another. In the other two Tenkaichi games, if this happens, you'll get a little beam struggle animation and you'll have to mash your joysticks really fast against your opponent faster than them in order to win. But in this game, all I got was a little poof, and both attacks just disappeared into thin air without a trace, nothing. I got a little kaput, that's it.
Dude, there's not even like an animation of them like catching it and struggling with it or anything like that. Like,
Who are you? I am the hope of the universe.
Goku just decided that he was gonna do this now. Chat, can we get the water remote with like the Super Saiyan power up?
I'm not going to.
The water noise is so loud.
So, once we were done with Namek, the game actually decided to include some of the fights from the non-canon movies, such as Cooler. Including the fan-favorite movie characters is a nice little addition, as the original Budokai games never really included them into the main story. But for some reason, this game decides to make Cooler insanely tanky. Just watch this.
Dude, why am I doing no damage to him? Brother! Am I really gonna get stuck on f***ing Cooler? Cooler is the one on crack in this game? Maybe. No! That's actually... Alright, hit him with the spirit bomb. Here we go. This has gotta be it. This is what he dies to, right?
This is not.
There simply is no way, brothers. Come on! One more! Hit him with one more! Come on! Yes!
Even though this fight is pretty tough overall, eventually we beat him. But then, we get to my absolute least favorite mechanic of all 6 games combined. Yes, Out of Budokai 1 through 3 and Tenkaichi 1 through 3, what I'm about to show you takes the prize as the worst thing to be put in a Dragon Ball game. Yes, somehow even worse than Hyper Mode from Budokai 3.
Is this really gonna be a Yamcha versus Dr. Gero fight? It's not even a fight. Same thing with the Frieza thing, it's not even a fight in the actual show.
Yes, past me, you're absolutely right. It really isn't supposed to be a fight. In this moment in the anime, Yamcha quite literally just gets cornered by Dr. Gero and has a hole punched into him. That's it. This game, however, decides it's gonna take a whole different approach for this moment. This right here is a timed survival mission. Your sole objective is to not die to an insanely overpowered opponent for 60 seconds, and if you do die, you restart. This type of mission has come up a few times at this point in the game, but the AI wasn't really a challenge, so I never really paid much attention to it. From this point on, however, these missions become insanely hard for no reason. The main reason why I hate these missions so much is due to the fact that they punish you for wanting to play the game. You're playing a fighting game. You're going to want to fight. But no, during this type of mission, if you do not run away the entire time, you lose. To be extremely blunt with you, these survival missions are not fun in any way, shape, or form. I do not derive any enjoyment when these are on my screen and I have to input the buttons to run away like a little baby.
Get away from me! Dude! Dude! Run! Oh my, 6 seconds. I can do it. Wow.
Out of time.
We did it.
This mechanic would be tolerable if it was only used a few times throughout the game, but no, it is reused so many times, dozens of times. It's used in the fight with Yamcha versus Dr. Gero, Goku versus Android 19, Vegeta versus Android 18, and so many more times throughout the game. On top of that, most of the time the AI will start the match with a special move, and like I said before, the game does a small cutscene for every special move used, so you can't dodge it to take less damage.
Is this gonna be survive the time limit again? Survive until the time runs out. Oh, that's real nice. God. Oh, another survive the time limit? That's real nice. Why are they so small? I don't know. The scaling is a little weird, yeah. All right. I didn't even get the chance to move, dude. Come on!
This game really annoyed me, way more than what's being conveyed to you in this video.
Okay, we got... Oh, the training in the hyperbolic time chamber. Okay. Things are kind of speeding up now a little bit. Same move again, dude. You guys hear the audio? Like, the audio is a little weird in this part. God, Cell's like, when he gets hit, he makes the most annoying fucking noises, dude. Oh, God. Ain't no way we got new Mozart before GTA 6? Huh? What are you talking about? Mozart dropped? No, you're joking. What the fuck are you talking about? New Mozart dropped. Why is everyone saying that? It's a 12-minute piece? Holy.
New Mozart song before GTA 6 is crazy work.
I just know those fair maidens in the pub. I know they were showing some heel when this one came on. We're so mock. Wait, I gotta tweet that. We've never been more mock. Oh, here we go! That's what I'm talking about, baby. Could you speak up a little bit? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
The rest of the game plays out with the same sort of gameplay that you've seen up to this point, covering the story beats for the rest of the non-canon movies, the Boo arc, and some of GT. After we finished everything, I realized that I didn't quite 100% each arc, and I figured I'd go back and finish each of the missions in each arc that I missed.
Oh. Do I have to 100% all of these? Is that what it is? What did I miss? Am I seeing that right?
You are Gogeta, right? Who would have thought that my father and Goku would ever combine together?
Well, let's save the talking for later. You do want to fight me?
What is happening? What is Dragon Ball Heroes even about, bruh? Like I said, this game gets a little wacky with what it decides to include in its main story. This fight was a fun little addition either way, so I absolutely did not mind. Going back and finishing all the extra stuff that I missed ended up tacking on an additional 2 hours overall, but I wanted to be thorough. Check out my extra large Spirit Ball!
Spirit Ball!
Alright. Android 18 in the back with him. Dude, what the f are you talking about? Yes, okay, there we go. Okay, wait, I didn't unlock anything else. So, that's it, right? My reaction here is pretty small, but after 9 hours and 11 minutes of pure mid, I was fed up with Tenkaichi 1. Our last marathon took around 13 hours to beat 3 whole games. It took 9 hours to beat just one in this series. I have to give this game credit for being the first entry in the most iconic trilogy of Dragon Ball games, but it has some major flaws. The fighting is clunky, the audio is buggy, the survive missions can suck my Dragon Balls! One of the worst parts is that I can't even give this game nostalgia points because I didn't grow up playing it. But thankfully, the agony that is Budokai Tenkaichi 1 was over. This challenge was meant to be done in one sitting, and by hour 9, it was 3 a.m. So I decided that I'd sleep on stream for a few hours and wake up ready to go for the next entry in the series. Thankfully, this next one was much better. Kinda. It was now time for Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. Yes! Oh, it's so good. Is that Frieza? Big ass body. Finally, we're in a good game. We got out of the mud, and now we're in peace. Cinema. Fellas, welcome to, finally, the good part of the marathon. Yes! Now it's gonna be peak. You see the difference in quality? Are you seeing this, dude? It's got like a little animation. It's got everything on it. You know what I mean? Like it's got, what more do you want? You see what I'm saying? After playing through Tenkaichi 1, Tenkaichi 2 was a much needed breath of fresh air in a game that I love dearly. Almost every aspect of Tenkaichi 2 is a direct upgrade from the game that came before, and that's extremely evident in just the first fight. Just like the first game, this game takes you through all of the arcs, but instead of just throwing you into fights and leaving you to fill in the blanks, the game truly does walk you through the entire story of Dragon Ball Z in extreme detail. Budokai 1 through 3 and Tenkaichi 1 are very sparse when it comes to telling the real linear story of Dragon Ball Z, so seeing this game give as much attention to detail as it does is really nice to see. On paper, having the entire Dragon Ball Z storyline from start to finish is great, but this was a marathon meant to be done in one single sitting, so for me, this meant I was about to lose my mind, and I absolutely did with this game, as you'll probably see later. From start to finish, this game took 2 whole days to complete. I spent more hours in this game than both Tenkaichi 1 and 3 combined. By the end of it, my brain was completely mush, so much so that I barely even remember what all happened during the majority of the game. But here's what I do remember. 1. Between fights in the story mode, you're put into a little map that lets you fly from mission to mission. This is a cool little thing that Budokai 3 also had, but this version feels a lot more fluid with the actual game overall when compared. The minimap also allows you to do little side quests for extra experience and zenny to spend on character items as well. I didn't really mess around with this as I was attempting to finish the game at a decent pace. 2. On the topic of character items, for better or for worse, this game's story mode has something called Evolution Z. We saw something similar in Budokai 2 where you're expected to attach certain items to certain characters that will give stat boosts like extra attack, more ki power, or bolstered health. As you progress, the skills that you have attached to your character will level up with that character. It's a novel concept, but overall it slows down your progression significantly as you're constantly expected to swap items from character to character, and if you're not using your best items on each character, the fight ends up being significantly harder. I was playing this game on medium difficulty, and most fights were excruciatingly difficult without attaching any items at all. Attaching the best items you have to the character that you're expected to win the story fights with is virtually the only way that you can ensure that the fight is at least happening on equal footing. You know how cool it would have been for this to have actually happened? For like there to be something with Raditz in the afterlife? Is there a way to sort by the ones that I own, or like... This is kind of ridiculous. It's like a horn. 3. The combat is much more fluid in this game than the previous one, and I cannot overstate that. This is easily the most noticeable improvement with the game, alongside adding all the extra story elements into the game. You no longer need to rely on spamming key blasts to do the majority of your work, and there are dozens of extra button combos that are added into the game. As well as that, most characters are given unique special attacks, instead of just spamming high-speed rush like we saw in Tenkaichi 1. On top of the moves being unique, there is no longer a cutscene every single time a character activates a blast attack. They simply charge it and release it in their hands as the match is going on, which makes the fighting experience much more cohesive. This game also got rid of the entire concept of having to win a match with a certain move like Tenkaichi 1 did. Unfortunately, they did not get rid of survival missions. They did significantly improve them though, actually allowing you to fight the opponent until the timer runs out without taking insane amounts of damage. Okay, hold on. Wait, it said cleared? Was I supposed to beat him?
The mighty Piccolo was helpless before this powerful new
See,
enemy.
instead of having it be a survive mission, it just makes it to where you just are supposed to lose. You see what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, you have to clear it for 60 seconds. That's nice. All of the dumb mechanics from the game prior were done away with essentially, and the only real obstacle you have with this game is that sometimes the fights are a little hard. But that's exactly how it should be. 4. The music is no longer recycled from the Budokai series. Tenkaichi 2 has its own unique soundtrack that hits all of the nostalgic chords for me. Nostalgia aside, I believe Tenkaichi 2 has one of the best soundtracks for a Dragon Ball game, up there with Legacy of Goku 2 and Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This game also has my favorite soundtrack of any Dragon Ball Z game, the song that you're listening to right now, which is called Lost Courage. If you listen closely, you can kind of hear the song Burn by Ellie Goulding play over this track, even though that song came out 6 years after this game. I'm not going to play the clip here because I don't want to get copyright struck, but I'll link something in the description so you can hear what I'm talking about. 5. Since we're talking about music, something I'd like to note is that this game's audio balance is perfectly fine right off the bat. I didn't have to mess with the settings once in it. So this meant that we had to say goodbye to our favorite protagonist, waterswooshing.mp3. May they rest in peace. Arctium Lappa? What is that? Greater Burdock. Gobo, Burdock, and Lappa. What is Dragon Ball GT even about, bruh? 6. For the story mode, there are cutscenes for a lot of important moments. Sometimes the character models will move around, and it almost looks like two action figures being moved around on the screen rather than real characters interacting with one another. Personally, I don't really care about cutscenes. The only reason that I'm bringing this up is because when you look at cutscenes from Budokai 1, it absolutely blows this game out of the water by comparison, even though it came out 3 years before Tenkaichi 2. That being said, even though Budokai 1 might have had the best looking cutscenes in the entire series, Tenkaichi 2 still has that game outclassed in every other aspect. You can definitely tell that Tenkaichi 2's main goal was to deliver the bulk of the Dragon Ball story while also improving the fluidity of gameplay for the person playing. This essentially comes at the cost of having lower quality cutscenes, which is completely fine. Overall, Tenkaichi 2 takes giant leaps forward from Tenkaichi 1, and the experience was just like I remembered it being when I first played it as a kid. Unfortunately for adult me though, I was playing it in one sitting, so my brain progressively turned to mush as we powered through it. Saving memory, saving memory, saving memory. Think about your life right now and then save that memory right now. And then, you know, randomly when you're in your 80s, you're gonna be like, remember that brown man I used to watch? Your dementia medication's gonna wear off and you're gonna be like, brown man! You know what I mean? Brown guy in my computer screen! The Dragon Ball movie that I think I've probably seen the most was probably...
How good is that dip? Almost! How good is that dip, bitch? Ha ha!
Diddy Ball Z. Toriyama did not die for this. What is Eminem putting out right now, dude? He's putting out Houdini.
We have a shot at a feat. I don't know, but I'm glad to be back like
of 10. 9 out of 10. 10. No! Don't pull! Oh! 0 out of 10. If you statistically look at it, we did the math. I think I might have it. Hold on. Do I still have it in my notes? Is picking up change worth your time? The answer is yes. How long does it take for you to pick up a coin off the ground, chat? It takes roughly 3 seconds at most. That's a long time. This is 3 seconds right here. This is me picking up a penny off the ground. That's not 3 seconds. You see what I'm saying? I accounted for, you know, you got to go out of your way to go pick it up or whatever. That's more than 3 seconds, right? How much is a penny worth? 1 cent, right? Obviously. How much is minimum wage? $7.25. So per minute, when you're working $7.25 an hour, you are making 12 cents a minute. Per second, you're making 1/5 of a penny every second, okay? And so you would make 20 cents per minute by picking up 1 penny every 3 seconds. $12 per hour by picking up 1 penny every 3 seconds. Does this make sense? So statistically, it is literally worth your time.
Yeah, I for sure lost my mind a few times during the entirety of this game, but after nearly 50 hours in total in the marathon, I finally beat it. Keep in mind, we beat Tenkaichi 1 at hour 9. I'm gonna be real, chat. This entire game has been a blur to me. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even know how we got to the end of this one, dude. It has been a whole blur to me, man.
We have to use the fusion, Kakarot. Huh?
Oh?
I said we have to use the fusion technique now. Hurry!
We have to hold hands, Kakarot. Oh, he giggling.
What's so funny?
No, nothing really. It's just, I'm happy.
Aww.
I mean, this is a first. Having you be the one to say we should fuse.
They're gonna kiss.
Shut up.
They're gonna kiss.
This'll be amazing, Vegeta.
I was not mentally prepped for this game to last nearly this long. Finally being done was a euphoric feeling. Tenkaichi 2 is by no means a bad game at all. It's still one of my favorites, but holy hell is it a long one. Ignore the percentage in the top right. This game took so fucking long to start, man. I mean, to finish, you know what I mean, dude. Oh my god. After one of the most grueling stretches of gaming I've ever had, we were now done with 2/3 of the marathon. It was time to bring it home with one of my favorite games of all time. It was time for Dragonball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, baby!
Dragonball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
We're home, fellas. Oh, my favorite mini game! Oh.
So, you defy your own brother.
We've seen this 3 times already. All of these hours in, and we finally made it to the last game. Booting this game back up and hearing the intro was euphoric, and what felt even better was using the controls that I know and love again. Compared to Tenkaichi 3, Tenkaichi 2 felt like a tech demo, like a beta version, a pre-release, you know what I mean? Tenkaichi 3 plays faster, the inputs are snappier, and there are dozens more melee combos that you can do. The story mode is also much better paced. This is because each mission in the story mode mode goes through several different fights in one, instead of having to load in and out of a new one every time. Throughout the fights, you'll be prompted to press R3 when a story beat needs to happen. When you press it, it can swap the player character, opponent character, or activate a special attack that will kill a character off. All of this happens in a very natural way that completely eliminates any feeling of grindiness that the other games might have had. Chat and I decided that we'd call the R3 input the content button, because every time you press it, the story content would progress. Content button! Content button. Oh, there we go. Content button. Content button. Let me hit the content button. Oh, I didn't transform. I didn't content button it. Oh, no. Content button, content button. Yes! Here we go. I ended up going to bed after about 30 minutes into Tenkaichi 3. I wanted to make sure that I was fully rested and ready to finish off strong the next day. And boy, we started strong. Oh, bye. I'm back. Oh. It literally spawns you in just to get killed sometimes. Here we go. Dude, chat, remember how long it took for us to get Super Saiyan for the first time in BT2? We spent like 30 minutes on this game already. Yes! Easy! Already at Cell? That's crazy. Already at level 2 Cell? Tenkaichi 3 progresses very, very fast, but this late into the marathon, I did not mind at all. One of my absolute favorite parts about Tenkaichi story mode is that the player character is always the stronger character in a fight. For example, during this segment of the game that you're seeing, I'm playing as Cell. This is because this is a pivotal moment in the story where Cell transforms into his perfect form and essentially just wrecks house with all of the protagonist characters. In the other two games, these would be survival missions where you helplessly run away from Cell as the timer runs down, but no, in this game, it gives all of the power to the player, which is a much more enjoyable experience for a Dragon Ball game. In doing this, it also gives the player much more variety in the characters that they use, which really does freshen up the experience. At the time of this video being released, Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 3 has the largest character roster out of any Dragon Ball game with 161 playable characters, and you get to experience a lot of these characters by simply just going through the main story. Oh, it's
the strength of a little girl, Goku.
Whoa!
One of those sensu beans.
Yeah, let me get one of those. Oh, here we go. My number one main is Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan. In Budokai Tenkaichi 3, oh, dude, I'm about to wreck house. One thing that I need to heavily stress about Tenkaichi 3 is that it's just fun. It's so fun. Like I said before, this game is much faster paced than the other two in the series, and it just feels so good once you get it down. This is the game that I spent a lot of my childhood in, and it was like riding a bike again. You simply do not forget. I could talk about this game all day, man. This game is like a glass of water at 3 a.m. This game is like experiencing your first kiss. This game is like getting behind the wheel for the first time off of 12 Mike's Hard Lemonades. It truly is the best fighting experience you can have in a Dragon Ball game. I mean, this game left such an impact on the Dragon Ball community that people are still making mods for it to this day. Fellas, I'm gonna say that again because I don't think you understand what that means. This is a 17-year-old game. The amount of love that surrounds this game is nothing shy of insane, and it's so well deserved. There are a lot of little details in this game that truly do show the amount of care that the developers had when making this game as well. For example, there are 3 little loading screen mini-games, one where you spam X to do push-ups as Vegeta to see how many you can get, one where you're pulling Z-swords out of the ground as Gohan, and my favorite, where you're stacking bowls of noodles as Goku eats them. The main story also no longer requires you to use Evolution Z, which is a huge plus. Instead of having to balance the characters yourself, the fight is already adjusted to how it's supposed to play out in the anime. If a character is meant to completely destroy another character at that point in the story, that's what happens in the game, and and you feel it. Evolution Z is still in the game, but its primary uses are for modes outside of the story, such as duels and tournaments. What's nice about this is that even though using Z items might give you an advantage in these modes, they're never a requirement. The game always feels balanced. On top of that, this game also has its own soundtrack, which makes the game feel like even more of a fresh experience from the games that came before. For me, this game's OST is always what comes to mind whenever I think of anything related to Dragon Ball music. The track Survive, which is the one you're hearing right now, is one of the most iconic tracks to me personally. When I hear it, I'm instantly transported back to when I was a kid going head to head against my brother in the dueling mode. Of course, you would always insta-lock Gogeta Super Saiyan 4. One of the details that I absolutely love about this game is that it has a character reference page where you can get information on each of the 161 playable characters. The best part about this is that for every character, there's a little button that says Chi-Chi's commentary. When you press it, she always has something unique to say about every character, and she does not hold back.
This is the awful suit Bulma made for my son to make him look like a dork. That Gohan, even at his age, he's playing around. Yamcha, he was a good-for-nothing to begin with. He was the worst example for Gohan. I have no interest in the differences of a Super Saiyan, but those muscles are incredible.
I could glaze this game for hours upon hours. And yes, I have a huge nostalgia bias, but playing it again as an adult is exactly what I remember it being like as a kid, if not better. It is simply a fantastic game through and through. Back to the marathon though. We progressed through the game at lightning fast pace, partially because the muscle memory with the controls kicked in from when I was a kid, and partially because I was ready to finish with this marathon. As we were progressing though, something insane happened.
They restocked it! Is it already out? They literally just sent me this email. Now please say sign. When I say you ate to see it, it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh! Go, 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 go. Wait! Everybody wait! I got it! Yes!
Now, I never splurge out on games. As a matter of fact, I have a strict rule against pre-ordering games in general. This was an extremely rare exception, though. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the direct sequel to Budokai Tenkaichi 3, a direct sequel to the series that we are binge playing in this video that you're watching. As I said earlier in the video, I waited 17 years for this sequel to finally arrive, and now here it is. I had wanted to buy the collector's edition when it was first announced, but it had sold out as soon as it dropped. By some miracle, it restocked as we were doing this marathon, and I got my hands on one. It sold out seconds later. So, after almost crapping myself with excitement, we continued into the last arc of Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
It's been 69 hours. Let's bring it home, fellas! Dude, I forgot Nam was in this game. Holy shit. Let's get it over with, Nam. I'm gonna try to ring him out.
Not yet. Keep fighting.
Oh. Whoa, he got Ultra Instinct! Oh. Please, Nam, I need this! Jesus! Come on, Goku, get up!
9, 10.
That's my goat!
Really slow. No, it's just done. Incredible.
Zit. Yeah! Hell yeah! I'm punching through, baby. Here we go. Punch through!
I'll put everything I've got into this fight.
I love that he uses the Kamehameha to boost himself up with that. Get it over with. Oh.
Please forgive me.
Crazy that his ult is a fucking grenade. Little bro naked. Oh my god!
Okay.
It's peak. It's peak. I haven't played as Aurelian forever, but she's like... She's kind of broken, I'm not gonna lie. Look at her just tanking the punches. Do you see? Like, when she gets hit, she doesn't even, like, recoil. She doesn't even recoil. She's just like, ah, it's fine. Pro wrestling!
The Gachins are pretty strong too.
Easy.
I'm not ready for the world yet. It's filled with strong people. If I don't get much stronger, I will get stronger. Yeah!
Yeah!
Wow! He's energetic. I get it. He's me from the past. Now that I
Really?
think about it,
It was fun. Everyone liked Goku.
I'm calling that the end of the game. I'm calling that the end of the game. Look at my head dent, dude. Look at my headphone dent. Nah, that's wild. Nah, that's... nah, that's crazy. 69 hours! Oh my God. Who was here? Who was here in chat when we finish? Show yourselves. Holy hell, man. Holy fuck.
And with that, in a little over 69 hours, we finished all 3 of the Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi games in one singular sitting. It took much longer than I thought it would take, and I may have lost my mind a few times in between, but it was absolutely worth. Getting to see how each game improved the design of the last was a very fun experience. All 6 of the Budokai games will always be very special to me, as they expanded my love for Dragon Ball and ultimately shaped a lot of my childhood. I'm sure a lot of you watching this video can also relate. If you watched this all the way to the end, thank you. I'd love to hear some of the experiences you guys have had with this series growing up. I'm sure that there's many stories. And now that we've capped off the Tenkaichi series, we all know what's coming next. At the time of this video releasing, we're just a few days away from Sparking Zero, and of course, we're going to marathon that one too. If you'd like to experience that marathon live yourself, we'll be streaming for several days straight until we beat the game over on Twitch. Till then, thanks for watching this video. It was an absolute labor of love.